Hello and welcome to Great Gift Ideas from Home Matters. I'm Susan Powell. You know, throughout the year there seems to be a never-ending need for buying gifts. Whether it's birthdays, anniversaries, new baby gifts, or simple housewarming presents, the list just goes on and on. Well, we've collected some of our favorite money-saving gift ideas to show you how you can make your own special gifts at terrific savings. We'll show you wreaths and frames and take you from soup to nuts. And we promise all these gift ideas can be done by anyone. No great artistic skills are needed. We begin with one of Home Matters' most popular guests. Using a simple technique called liquid beads, Carol Smith showed us how we can turn ordinary clothes into designer apparel at a fraction of designer prices. I want to just get started. Show us how.
You know, the wonderful thing about liquid beads is you don't have to be an artist because we've done all the work for you. The designs are actually in the books, so you just pick out one that you like.
So anybody could do it.
Yeah. And you just pick the pattern out because you iron on the design. And this is one of the designs. It's a 3 segments, and you just put it down and iron it on. It just takes a second. It's also reusable. You can iron it on more than once.
Really? I've never heard
Now
of
this one is already on there, so we're ready to do the actual beading. And now this is the liquid part of the beads. This is a 2-color design, and we just squeeze and lift.
And you just took this is just a regular old t-shirt, right?
Yes.
Turning it into a work of art. And can I wash this in a washing machine?
You can, and you just turn it wrong side out and just wash it. Now, you can see that we just squeeze and lift. Now, it will round down. It has a little point on it there, you see, but it will round down and make it will look like half a bead that you cut in two and glued on there, but it's more permanent than
Is there
that.
any trick to getting it the same size, or does it automatically,
They're
does
not
that
the
matter?
same size. They're all different sizes, but when you look at a big group of them, that doesn't matter. Now, this is the finished look that we're going to get, and I'm going to let you practice. Over here, we have the pink ones are already dry, and I want you to make some blue ones right there on the little X's.
I'm so nervous, Carol.
Oh, you can do this. Just squeeze.
Sure, I'm not very good at craft projects.
Squeeze it on down. Just squeeze and lift. There you go, and make several beads. And I'm going to get the glitter.
No problem.
Isn't that easy? You know, it just takes 3 or 4 practicing, and then you're an expert. Okay, now let's stop there and let's put on some
I don't want to
glitter.
stop. Oh, okay.
Oh, it is compulsive. I
Yes,
forgot
it
to
is.
say that. Now, we're just going to sprinkle that glitter on it. It looks like we would waste a lot, but we let that dry for about 4 hours. That gives all the glitter to stick to the little beads. And then we dump that off. We can put it in a piece of typing paper, make a little funnel, and put it back in our bottle. So
you don't waste.
Really takes very little. Now, when this design is finished, it's going to look like this or this. This is what the design that I did on my suit. And I even took the center design and put it on the bottom of my suit. So it really makes you a designer.
So you turn something, a plain suit, and it's also a good idea if you're going to maybe put something in a garage sale. You might not want to. You might pull it out and decorate.
Oh yeah, you'll be going through your closet looking for more things to bead, and your kids and
how long
everybody.
does it take to dry, like the whole thing? Is it all 4 hours?
Overnight. We usually recommend that it dry overnight before you wear it. Now, there's another technique that's really fun. It's a little different, and there are other patterns for foiling, and that's another step. But it's the same basic technique. We just squeeze. Now, this we're going to make a fat line.
Okay, and this again can be laundered in the washing machine and the dryer?
Not the foiling. If we put foil on it, we want to hand wash it.
Okay.
Because the foiling, I'll show you in a second what we do to seal it on. Now, when it dries, you see it's white here, but when it dries, it's clear. And the foil comes in about 9 colors. This is the gold. I'm going to let you have some fun here. Here's a small piece. It doesn't take very much. Now, you pick out one of the clear little swirls. Now, just put it on top and then press. It's called press and peel, and kind of round your finger around it so that you smush the foil down around the rounded bead. And now just pick up a corner.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
I tell you, trust me. Okay, now just peel it off.
Oh,
Now see, everywhere you press, isn't that gorgeous?
Where do you get this stuff? Where do you
Well,
get
you can get it at craft stores and in craft departments of your local chain store that handles craft. Now, you've not wasted this piece. You can put it on again, and you just keep applying it until you've covered all of the bead.
And this is ready to wear immediately? Or how long do you
not
have to let
quite.
that glue dry before you start the
Well,
foiling?
the foil, as soon as you foil, you let the glue dry overnight, but as soon as you foil, then you use the sealer, and you just dip in. You get this little bitty spongy thing with it. You just dip in and just smooth it over the foil, and that seals it. And let's look at the finished design. Now, again, as with any very
get over
decorative,
that.
it looks like you'd buy that in a boutique,
I
doesn't
know
it?
it. That's probably how they do it for the boutique. And charge you an incredible amount of
but
money.
this is do-it-yourself fashion. That's what makes it so much fun.
Is this, now this fabric is kind of stretchy. Does that affect the design at all? Will it stretch out of there?
You wouldn't want to stretch it too far, but it will work on like leotards and things that do stretch because it's very, very flexible.
And I noticed that you have this on a cardboard. That's probably the best way to set it up, isn't it?
That gets it nice and flat.
And flat.
Now, if you want to cover a whole garment, say a pair of pants and a slack, or one of those one-size-fits-all real comfortable things, we have templates that have different sizes and shapes of cutouts. And what I have done with this one is just traced on the paisley, and I use a disappearing pen. Now, the pen doesn't disappear, the marks do, and we just trace through those openings. It just takes a moment. And these purple lines now, we can bead on those, or we can make solid lines. And then tomorrow, those lines will be gone, and it makes you look like you're a designer because you'll have this beautiful beaded design.
So it just takes a little creativity.
Yeah.
Carol says that one bottle of beads can really go a long way. Believe it or not, there are about 1,000 beads in each one of those little bottles. You know, food is another great gift idea, but gourmet catalogs are sometimes expensive, and sometimes you even have to worry about perishable foods. Well, thanks to one of our guests, we have found the perfect mix. Diane Phillips has written a book called The Perfect Mix, and it's full of recipes for dry soups, bread mixes, and other tasty treats that can be combined, wrapped, and presented with flair. What is the first thing you're going to show us?
This is a bean soup mix. I'm sure you've seen this in the stores. There are about 12 different beans that go into this mix, and a 2-cup quantity is taken and put into a nice jar like this.
I love these too. And how do they know how to cook them once you give this to them?
Well, there's a recipe card that you can attach, and it will tell the person what to put into this to make a
perfect bean soup.
Exactly.
What is the cost if you buy this in a store?
Well, this with the container in a store would be between $4 and $6, and with our perfect mix and this container, it costs about $3.15.
You're kidding.
No.
With the container and everything?
That's right. That
right. Is amazing. Truly cost prohibitive and much more personal, like you said.
Yes.
Now, the second thing that you're going to mix up is what? Is a baked good?
Yes, this is a whole wheat beer bread mix, and we take self-rising flour and whole wheat flour and sugar and mix that all together with a whisk.
And what are you going to put this in? I guess you can just use your imagination, right?
You really can. We're going to use this jar today, but I have used a beer bottle. This is a German beer bottle that I've recycled.
Oh,
and
I
you
love
can put
that.
it in there.
That's such a great idea. And do you actually put beer in this mix?
You can, or you can use 12 ounces of unflavored seltzer.
I see.
12
ounces of unflavored seltzer.
Yes.
And again, you have a tag on ingredients and how long you cook this.
Yes.
And how do you go about choosing a container?
Well, I think sometimes it's just what's appropriate for the item itself.
Sure, like this beer bottle is a great idea for beer bread.
Exactly. And then something like this is really nice because it can be used again.
Sure.
Once this is used.
What's the cost of this, of a beer bread mix in the store?
Somewhere between $4 and $6 for a beer bread mix, and this with the container would be about $3.50.
Wow, wonderful. And this is gingerbread?
Gingerbread cookies, and this is flour, and we have some ginger and nutmeg, baking soda, and some sugar. We mix that all together with the whisk again, and we can put that into a cellophane bag. These bags are used for packaging corsages.
And you get them at a florist?
Yes.
Easy. You used a little cloth bag, which I love, that you painted on over here. This one, this is just painted cloth?
Yes, it's a muslin bag, and I use fabric paints traced around the gingerbread man cookie cutter, and then we tied a little bow around him.
So these are your own recipes?
Yes.
And you've put a tag on this as well to show
Yes.
how to cook it, how long to cook it. How do you tie that up?
You can either seal it with a twist tie and then tie a pretty ribbon around it, or just use a rubber band if you'd like.
And you attach the cards to the ribbon?
The ribbon. Yes.
And how much would this be, this gingerbread mix in a store?
About $7.50.
Whoa, for gingerbread mix?
Yes.
Amazing. And how much would it cost? Obviously, it must be a lot less.
Its cost is about $2.79.
Do you have great reactions when you give these gifts to people?
I do. And it's wonderful. This is a wonderful gift to give a child. At Christmas time, it makes a really good gift to give to a child, a little creativity for the kitchen.
Another great gift idea Diane showed us was how to put together a theme basket. For example, we've created a special basket for coffee lovers. We started with a beautiful basket. However, you could use a gift bag or even a colorful box. We lined it with a colorful cotton napkin and used 2 coffee cups, some shortbread, some chocolate, and you could use whatever kind of coffee you want. As you can see, this idea can be used in 1,000 different ways. Just think up a theme and the rest will fall into place. Now, if you're looking for a way to present fresh flowers as a housewarming or simple hostess gift, fabric-covered vases may be just the right thing. Barbara Milo Orbach, collector and author of Simply Flowers, showed us how to turn ordinary jars into attractive flower vases for under $10.
I love finding things at flea markets that are a little chipped, that are great bargains, and going to an aunt's house and looking in the attic for, little goodies. But this is something nice you can do when you want to make a vase, especially when you want to give a gift to someone, like an older neighbor that lives down the block, or make multiples of a vase for a luncheon that you might have, and you may need 6 of the same kind of thing to go with the color scheme. So I kind of put this in Simply Flowers, my new book, because I think it's easy and yet very workable.
Yes.
And what I did was I bought some very simple chintz fabric, very pretty, nice colors.
Beautiful.
It's lightweight, so it folds and gathers well.
You have some other samples of colors that you picked
I
here
love
too.
blue and white, so I bought some of that just as an option.
Entirely up
to
the maker.
Oh, absolutely. And you can buy remnants in the fabric shop, which are so reasonable and just perfect for this. And then you're going to take buy a jar of jam, pour the jam out into another jar and put it in the refrigerator to use.
So this jar is what this vase was made out of?
That's covering, exactly.
What a great way to recycle, too,
Absolutely,
huh?
yes.
Okay,
I'm a
show
big
us how you do
believer in
that.
And we're going to take the label off, of course, before we do it. And then we're going to stand this in the middle of the fabric and just cut about 1 inch above where it would hit. So I'm starting with all the ends. I've kind of pre-cut this, so I'm pretty well on my way. It's fine on all 3 sides. It's not so great on this side. So I'm going to take that side and I'm going to clip some off with my pinking shears.
Right, the pinking shears are, some people, they don't use these that much anymore, but my mother and my grandmother used to always use pinking shears.
I find they're very handy because in this case, you don't have to sew it. You don't have to turn back the hem at all. All you have to do is pink this, and it has a finished edge, and you're ready to go.
So there is no sewing or ruffling or anything complicated about this?
Couldn't be simpler.
Okay.
Then we're going to put that in the middle, and you can help me.
All right.
Here, thank you. Actually, I'll use this one that's pinked on all 4 sides. And if you want to hold up those
take all 4 corners together, easy.
I'm going to take just a rubber band and put it over the top.
That rubber band should be just slightly tight, so that it's not too loose when it
Exactly. It's going to go around the neck of the jar, holding the fabric in. And then we're going to fluff the fabric out so that the gathers are equal.
Try to help you do this a little bit.
Great. And then I'm using a ribbon that's wired on both sides. You can buy this almost anywhere. And I like to use it because it keeps its shape. It kind of looks very...
Do you get this at just a fabric store anymore?
You can get this in a fabric store, in a craft store, sometimes at garden centers, even in the 5 and dime.
Okay, let's
show
us how you do that.
I'm going to put this around the middle, right over the rubber band.
She's going to tie a bow with it facing her. It'll turn out a little better that way.
Yeah.
And this is also, you can vary your fabrics, I would assume, making this, I'm thinking of all these things like holiday things.
It'd be great to just buy some really inexpensive Christmas napkins that are red and green.
Oh, great idea.
And isn't that pretty?
Very pretty. So this is like this.
Right.
And
Just
it's not, you could put any kind of flowers in that, right?
Exactly. I've chosen daisies because the fabric we used was about $2 worth of fabric, and the ribbon was $1.99. And the jar was $1.49, but you got to keep the jam.
Yes.
So that we bought some inexpensive flowers, $2.50 for a total of about $7.98, which I think is a wonderful gift for someone
And
you
it's
care
very
about.
personal. Very
Exactly.
personal. What else have you got for us?
Well, you can take the same concept. I happen to love antique hankies, and my mother always gave them to me. Did your mother?
Yes, my grandmother used to tie our money up for church or offering up in a handkerchief.
Yes.
So that's a thing of the past.
Exactly, and you kind of don't like to use them because they're so nice, but this is a pretty way to display them. We're going to take just a very simple vase that I bought for 89 cents.
Right.
Just put it right in the center of that. We've starched the hanky.
Take up the four corners like we did the last one.
And this time we're not going to use a rubber band because I don't want to mar the hanky, and it's really not necessary because it's very fine batiste.
Okay.
Just going to take a wired ribbon and tie it around the middle.
Wonderful wired ribbon that you have
it's
a lot
great
more
stuff.
control over.
It really is, yeah.
This is so pretty. This would be good on one of those breakfast in bed tables, or again,
a wonderful breakfast tray. How about on Mother's Day?
Yeah. Oh, perfect. Perfect.
And also a little Victorian table, maybe with desserts on it, a bigger one.
What is the total cost of this?
This is $5.39. The hanky was $1 at a flea market.
So pretty.
The jar was $89, and the roses were $3.50. The two beautiful.
So a total of $5.39 for a great gift idea. Barbara also shared some terrific tips on preserving our fresh flowers. Put flowers in warm water immediately. When you're ready to arrange them, trim the ends 1/4 or 1/2 inch on a slant. If the flower head is droopy, prick the stem with a straight pin. For woody stems like forsythia, trim and then hammer the ends. For quick revival, immerse in cool water for about 15 minutes. Although we tend to think of wreaths as holiday decorations, my next guest believes that non-traditional wreaths can be part of every decor. Richard Colaff, author of Country Finishes, says creating an inexpensive gift wreath is just a matter of using your imagination. So is there any occasion you can't give a wreath for?
I think you can give a wreath, or you can make a wreath any time of the year on any subject.
What are you going to make for us today?
Today,
You've got some interesting things.
We have
here.
a wonderful variety of shells, and we have a purchased wreath base. And what we're going to do is make a shell wreath, and we're going to first take a piece of wire. And because you don't want to ever finish a wreath and then have to try to figure out how to hang it, that could be a disaster
you don't
to
want
your
use it
work.
Right,
exactly.
you don't want to use it for a candle holder.
That's right, although you could.
Yes.
You know. We're just going to tie a wire around this wreath. And
Easy.
that way, just some florist wire, and then that way, and clip the end, we will have a hanger for the wreath once we have finished it.
That part I think I could do.
This we can all do.
No
and I think you can do
problem.
this part too. Come and let me show you.
Okay. Oh yes, you've already got this one started.
I have this started, but I think that it's probably something that you'll want to work on with this hot glue gun. And just be careful of the hot glue
love the
gun.
hot glue
It's
gun.
a little warm. When you're starting a wreath, make sure that you have a balance of form. And what does that mean? That's
why you're here to tell me.
That means that you don't want to put things in a way that will make the wreath imbalanced visually.
Unless
you want to
that's what you
stay
like.
with the form. Well, if you like that, you have to have a counterform or a counterbalance.
Is that something that you can read about in a book, or you just have to kind of practice this?
You can read about it in the book, but I think that your eye will tell you what to do.
This
In other
one
words,
excuse me.
In other words, we're following this form, this circular form, but we're going to move in and out of this particular base, which we want to also have.
So on this particular wreath, how do you go about doing that?
I say, take a shell,
Okay, good start.
find a place.
Yes.
But realize that when you find a place, and let's say you're going to put that shell right here,
Yes.
you want to be able to create a visual rhythm.
And
squeeze
put
the
this
trigger.
on the
Yeah.
a visual rhythm.
Just be careful of your
You
fingers.
sound like very
Whoa.
much like an artist.
Well, this is art.
Yes, it is. But it's not something that everybody can't do.
Everyone can do it.
If you can use one of these glue guns.
Everyone can do it, and everyone can make their own individual statement. That should be fine.
Where did you get these shells? You pick them up on the beach.
I found some on the beach, and then I also purchased some at beach stands. You know, when you go to the ocean, they
Yes.
always sell them in packages. And then I have found that I have to buy some occasionally from suppliers.
Let's test my ability here
let's
to
do
find
that.
a good place to put this. Let's see. This is a fairly small, so I'm not being. Ooh, that is really hot, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So
That's why they call it a hot
careful.
glue gun.
That's right.
Okay, let's
So
see.
move along now. We have yellows over here. Why don't we move a little yellow over there? And what we're trying to do as we develop this form is to just spread the shells around in a nice textural balance.
Now the next step, the way this looks and the next time we see it, is
Yes.
this is a more completed version of it.
This is more complete. And I think what we want to do here is just add some finishing touches. And what I would do, since we have some starfish, and that's of a larger scale,
So
we'll take
gorgeous, those
a
stars.
couple of little small starfish.
So can you ever do too much on a wreath?
I think you could, but perhaps that might be a look that you would like, and so it's really a matter of exploration.
Right.
And,
wreaths are so expensive to purchase, and this must be an incredible savings to do it yourself.
Absolutely. And the fun of it is you can make anything you want with this wreath. In other words, you could add pine cones, you could add any number of elements.
Right.
It need not be just shells.
So the creativity
Is yours.
is yours.
Absolutely.
If you get a
Absolutely.
wreath, if you're given a wreath, as we were
Yes.
talking about in the first part of this
Right.
segment, that is not so great and maybe it's been in the attic, should you just toss it, give it to the garage sale, or is there a way to revive that?
Let's say it's not even in the attic yet. Let's say that it's still hanging on the wall, but it's tired. And let's just say that here is a little wreath that has been hanging on the wall and is a little tired.
Yes.
What if we just put some ribbon on it, give it a new coat in a sense, and then perhaps if we wanted to add some new color with some dried flowers, or again, any other element, any other material.
And these dried flowers, did you do these yourself, or can you purchase these like this?
Once again, you can purchase them, or you can also dry your own flowers. But you can purchase them in craft stores, in florist shops, in nurseries, a number of areas where you can find flowers.
And again, you just glue these on with that wonderful, yet again,
Absolutely.
hot glue gun.
You've got it.
Boy, I love those.
And then, here we have a new wreath, a new look for this old wreath, and just hang it in another place in the house. If it's been in the kitchen, put it in the hallway. If it's been in the bedroom, put it in the den.
What are some suggested places to put wreaths?
You can put a wreath any place in your home where it will work.
Family photos can make a terrific gift, and whether it's a fine painting, a favorite picture, or a treasured memento, the perfect frame will instantly enhance its value and appeal. Joe Packham, author of Frame It, shows us how everyday household items can be turned into fabulous, affordable frames.
This one's made from pencils, and it's really simple because what you do is you go to the local frame store and you buy foam core. You can get it at any office supply store.
Sure.
You cut it the size of whatever you're going to frame. This one is a greeting card. And so we just cut the front off the greeting card and cut the foam core the size of the greeting card, and then you take 4 pencils to match the design on the card or the picture that you're going to use.
So you have a little bit of creative license there.
Right, you can choose any pencil you want, and you use you use spray adhesive. Now there's a difference in spray adhesive, so you want to use a good brand spray adhesive so that your photograph or your greeting card won't warp. And you spray the back of that and the foam core, let it get tacky for just a minute, and then put them together. Okay?
See, I think I could even do this.
You can do this. And then you take your 4 pencils, and what you want to do is put a little bit of glue from your glue gun on the side of each pencil so you can put it to the foam core. Then for the ones that go across the top, you only want to glue it right here on top of the pencil
Right.
so that you can wrap your ribbon underneath when you get to that point. If you glue it all along the foam core, then you can't wrap your ribbon around.
Okay, so
So it's really easy. You just have 2 dabs of glue. Be careful not to burn yourself if you're not using a cold glue gun.
very important.
Very important. Okay, and then you get to this point where you have the pencils glued to the foam core, and all you do is take little pieces of ribbon and run them under here.
You're kind of running.
See underneath the pencil?
Yes. You
Maybe.
said it was easy.
It is very
It
easy. And then you just wrap them around both pencils this way.
Oh, I see what you did.
Like this?
I think I learned that in Girl Scouts at some
Yeah, I
point.
think you probably did.
Yes.
Put a little bit of glue on the back.
That glue gun, I'm telling you, we use that more on this show. I gotta get one of those.
You can even glue your hem and your skirt with it if you need to.
Oh, beauty tips. Wait, this is a craft segment.
And then
Okay.
you trim off the ribbon. Do all 4 corners.
So easy. And then it looks like
This one.
this one.
Now,
Wonderful.
what you want to do when you're making your own frame so that you're not always stuck going to frame shops and doing traditional type framing, you want to use projects or products that are unexpected. For example, the cinnamon sticks, the pencils, we used candy sticks there for the postcards for teenagers who want to
Right.
give a gift for a friend who's been on a trip.
What's the next one you're going to show us?
Okay, this one is done with cinnamon sticks, which are easily obtainable.
I would have never thought that that would turn into a frame. But I'm anxiously awaiting this.
You use the same technique. You just glue the side of the foam core here,
So it's the same thing we did with the pencils.
Exactly.
We're just using a different product.
cinnamon sticks, and you can use recipe cards if you have a favorite recipe.
Oh, cute.
It's cute for a wedding shower if people want to give a gift like that rather than a traditional type gift.
And again, you're wrapping the corners,
Right,
just like you
with
did.
ribbon.
You'd wrapped it, and it turned out eventually like this.
Right?
Easy.
It's very
So you have to
easy.
look at your house just a little differently. So don't throw that in the trash.
Never throw anything in the trash. Put it in a big box and save it.
That's right. And what is this?
This is vinegar painting on a frame. Now this is really easy because all of the materials, well, most of the materials are available at home. We went to the, like Fred Meyer, any kind of dime store, and bought really inexpensive wood frames. These frames only cost about $3, $4 a piece.
Right, and they usually look like they cost about $3.
And they're usually black or brown, and they're not even wood, they're just some kind of a
just something.
plastic material.
Exactly.
Okay, to do vinegar painting, you you need to decide on your colors, and so you have to paint a base coat, because if you don't paint a base coat on the frame, the vinegar paint will not stick.
Vinegar paint. How do you
Vinegar
make
paint.
vinegar paint?
With vinegar and sugar.
You teach it a few lessons. Oh, sorry. Couldn't resist. I set myself up.
Okay, vinegar and watercolor pigment and sugar. And when I take the lid off, you'll
Get
be
ready.
able to smell the chemical reaction.
Luckily, our audience at home cannot smell that.
It
because,
smells like
woo,
sulfur. It smells like rotten eggs.
We are not dying Easter eggs here today, but it smells a little like it.
So after you've painted your base coat, then you take your vinegar paint and you paint one thin coat on here and let it dry and get kind of tacky. It needs to dry for about a minute, and it gets a little bit tacky. And then you can take any kind of a medium you want, we did this one with a paintbrush. You can use sponges, you can use fabric, you can use little charms.
So any creative way.
Any creative way. And when this starts to get tacky, which it will here.
Yeah, it looks very watery, but I see it's turning.
It's starting.
Ow!
And then you start making your design.
Yes, I see how
Depending-
that works. What kind of a base coat did you use on this?
It's just an acrylic paint.
Just plain old acrylic paint.
Now you can't use the acrylic paint in the vinegar because the chemical reaction is not there. You have to have a watercolor base.
For the vinegar
Pigment,
paint.
right, for the
Okay.
vinegar paint.
That's good to know that we didn't.
Paint it on a little thicker. Be careful you don't get your sleeve in
Oh,
there.
I won't. Now let's see what this looked like once we finished.
Once it gets tacky. Now the problem with vinegar paint is if you don't spray it with a clear spray when you're finished, it will stay tacky forever. It's real sticky.
I'm not going to touch that with this brush.
So after you've got the desired design that you want, then you take your clear acrylic spray and spray 3 or 4 coats. Let it dry in between, and then it's just like a regular paint finish, so you don't have to worry about
And that's it?
That's it.
Fabulous. And this is, let's see. Oh, these are my favorite because this looks like something I could do instantly.
And you probably have things at home that you can do it with. We have professional mat cutters cut our mats, but it's not necessary. If you just have a straight edge and your mat, you can cut, and a ruler, you can cut your own. But you cut a back piece
Right.
like this, and you decide on the size opening that you want for your frame, for your picture or your postcard or whatever you're using. And then we just use wrapping paper that we bought at the gift store, and you use your spray adhesive again, and you want to make sure you have a really good spray adhesive.
Right. So you spray the paper,
Both the back of the paper and the mat.
and you just covered this like we used to do book covers back in grammar school.
Exactly.
And that's what the back of it looks like.
Right, and so that you can put it, stand it up on the top of a desk, right here you have the backing, and what you do is cut a small piece of mat board, score it with an X-Acto knife or something about 1/8 of an inch down, bend it just a little bit, and
get
use
that
your hot
effect.
glue gun and put it on there. And then if you attach a ribbon, we have a little ribbon here somewhere.
Yes, right here.
Right here. You just attach the ribbon with the glue gun, so that it goes
Oh, very,
here
very fancy.
and here, and that way your picture won't, your frame won't fall on the
Very
the top.
inexpensive and terrific. One of my personal favorite crafts from Home Matters was these unique and easy to make note cards. Believe it or not, these are made simply by melting crayons on a hot plate. Make sure you remove the paper first and use complementary colors. A good tip is to use a gold or silver crayon among your colors. Then take a 3x5 card, preferably unlined, and drag it through the mixture. Maybe you might have to do it even a couple of times. But as you can see, every design will be unique. Then simply glue the card onto a blank note card, which can be purchased in any stationery store, or use any heavyweight paper folded in half. And best of all, you can add your own personal message. Sometimes the hardest part of gift giving is coming up with a unique idea. If you enjoy giving gifts with a natural look, Beth Franks, author of Great Gifts, has a number of creative gift ideas that feature elements found in nature. And even better, Beth promises that her ideas can all be made for under $25. How do we make great, appropriate gifts without breaking the bank?
Well, you can use all kinds of things that are sometimes free, but the key is to think about the person that you're giving the gift to and to tailor it to that person.
Now we're going to find the perfect gift today for someone out there, and you have wonderful things laid out. We're going to start with this. What is it? How did you make it?
It's a twig planter, and you start with a coffee can, which you paint some dark color with an oil enamel. And then you gather sticks, in the backyard or wherever, and then you just glue them onto the coffee can.
Is there any trick to gathering the right size, or
well, you don't want them too big and you don't want them too small, but basically they should just be the same size, close to the same size, so that they fit together and don't leave gaps.
You also use some vines within this particular craft too. Do you find these out in the yard, or can you buy these things?
You can buy them, pre-made, but I don't think you need to do that.
You don't
Usually
recommend
where
it.
you find sticks, you can find vines.
Probably looks, yes, the sticks and vines.
They're
They
out
break your
there.
bones. So once you get it done, and it looks like this, and you actually, you use this vine to go around here too.
Right.
You can we can indicate that. But for the sake of time, this is what it looks like once it's all finished. How do you come up with the ideas for the arrangement? This is beautiful and looks very appropriate for that.
Well, that's kind of an autumnal arrangement.
What did you call it?
Autumnal.
Oh, that
Having
sounds
to
very
do with
expensive.
Autumn.
Yes.
And some of those flowers are actually wildflowers, and some of them I purchased, like the eucalyptus I purchased.
Can you use live flowers in there?
You could, but you would want to put them in a glass container first. I don't think you would want to put them in the tin. I don't think that would be so good for the flowers.
Right, but the dried arrangement looks good and will last forever.
Right.
I love these wreaths, these chili wreaths, and you see them all over the Midwest if you've ever traveled in that area. How do you make them? Because they cost a fortune, a small fortune.
It's really simple. You just get the chilies at the produce section of the grocery store is where I get them, because they're cheaper there than if you go to a specialty store, but you could also get them in a specialty store. And then you glue them. It's really easy, Susan. You want to try it?
Oh, I think so. Any trick to this? Should they be in all the same direction or
You
anything?
make sure that the chilies are all going in the same direction. That's the main trick.
What's your base here that you're using?
This is a straw wreath form. It's like less than $2 at the craft store.
So the total price of this wreath would
is
be
about $20.
And I've seen those for up to $100. Those chili wreaths in Santa Fe, even.
Yeah.
And excuse me. You say that this can look really bad before it looks good.
It looks extremely ugly until it's just about done.
Great, and that makes a wonderful gift, and this is what it looks like when it's complete. Now, what are you going to do as far as this plain old placemat goes? How would I make this into a gift?
This is with potato prints.
Potato print?
Yeah, just like you did in kindergarten, except with a little more finesse. What you do is you cut the potato you draw your picture with a pencil.
Let me try that.
Yeah, try that. Draw with the pencil. It kind of gouges in.
Yes. Oh, and so you make you have made a leaf print.
Right.
Some of these.
Your pattern.
But you could use your own imagination, whatever that might be. And then
you take an X-Acto. You see the X-Acto?
Yes, right here.
And you cut out around the shape, like just like that.
So you're actually going to make it look like this.
Yeah, you don't want it to look like a potato.
No. However, a potato is a very unique design, but
So, well, but that characteristic potato shape, it's kind of round and chunky. You don't really want that, so you cut away the edges.
what about this makes it a great painting utensil?
Well, it's so easy to carve, and you can do little details in there with the knife, and then you can use that when you paint. And what you do to get a little more variety is you use this brush to put the paint on, and so you can blend it right on the potato.
What kind of paint are you using?
These are Liquitex fabric paints, and they're available at any craft store.
Fabric paints.
Yeah, and because then you can use them on fabric.
Can we try
But
this?
first, try it on a piece of paper, always.
Okay, so I'll try it here to see how it's going to look.
Yeah, pretty good.
pretty
You need
good.
to press a little harder. Yeah,
So that you make any mistakes you're
That's
going to
good.
make.
that's
here.
good, right.
All right, should I try this on here? You think I'm ready?
Yeah, give it a try.
Okay. Oh, I see. That looks
Nice.
great.
Good job.
And you made all these wonderful things, and we can kind of show our audience what that might look like.
Yeah, I
great
used about
idea.
5 different stamps on that because then you want the variety of sizes.
Here's another one of Beth's ideas that I really liked. Homemade spiced nuts. Simply take 1 pound of nuts, either almonds or peanuts, and 1 egg white, 1 cup of sugar, 1 heaping teaspoon of cinnamon, a half a teaspoon of allspice, 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, and a 1/4 teaspoon of ginger. You roll the nuts in the mixture, then spread it evenly in a baking dish or on a cookie sheet, and bake it for 1 hour at 200 degrees, turning it every 15 minutes. Then, simply put the cooled nuts in a pretty jar, and you're ready to give it as a gift. For those of us with fond memories of RIT dye, rubber bands, and old t-shirts, this craft is quite special. If you're trying to express your artistic flair, this new process called Magic Dip is an affordable way to create unusual homemade gifts. Colleen Larson was here to teach us the tie-dye of the 90s.
Start with clothing with stains on them. It's a great way to recycle them.
Ah.
Again, I've just dropped the paints down. Now watch this. Let's see. I'm going to stick it in, I think, like this. Dip it in. Now I have this on like a piece of cardboard.
Make it a little stiffer.
Right. Blow. Push the paint away. Bingo.
Wow! What do we need to start this project?
Well,
That's terrific.
it's easy. All you need is just a plain bucket of water. The only thing that we've added to this water is just a little bit of borax. You know borax, any grocery store carries
Sure.
it.
And what does the borax do?
It neutralizes any chemicals you have in your water.
And you're putting a little glitter on that
Glitter,
to even make
yes,
it more
comes
beautiful.
right in the kit. Now this is a kid's t-shirt, but I'll tell you, I've got clothes, jeans, t-shirts, all kinds of different things that I've been doing with
What
this.
kind of paints are you using in there?
Very special oil-based. The paints are lead-free, non-toxic. They're absolutely safe for kids. Let your kids do this. They're going to have a ball.
So then you clean it. You're cleaning out the
Yep.
paint.
This is how you clean up.
How many items can you dip before you need to clean that?
Well, you've got about maybe 15, 20 minutes before the paint dries, so have things sitting there. Don't go running around the house looking for something to dip once you put the paints down.
That's right.
But probably 3 to 4 different things every time I put the paint down.
Okay, what do you call this? What actually putting the paint in?
This is how you do it. The paint sticks come in the kit, and you just drop the paints on the surface. What's neat about this, Susan, is the paints create the design. I mean, you don't even have to have an artistic bone in your body
You're
to
not
do
even
this.
looking while you're doing
well,
that.
you're right. I'm really being careful. Oh, here she goes. She's getting involved. I knew it. You drop the paints down randomly. The paints will swirl and make the design. And even though it looks like I'm just throwing the paints down, you can do beautiful things with this.
Okay. Now,
know?
once you have the paints in here, what's your next step?
Well, let the
ready?
paint spread. The only thing is these tiny little drops need to spread out. So if you need to help them out a little bit, blow.
Okay. That's
Help
it?
me. That's it.
Ooh, this is really difficult so far.
Okay, let's dip a vase. And you know what you start with? How many people have a closet full of junk at home? Everybody does. Start with things you have at home.
And does it have to be white?
Good question, no. The darker it is, the more subtle your design's going to be. So you can do jeans, you can do wicker baskets, come up beautiful.
In this case, we have a white vase. It's just plain old porcelain vase.
You know, the dollar stores carry half of this stuff.
That's true. And you could dip it and turn it into something that looks a lot more impressive.
Right.
So you're holding that away from your hand.
And I'm just dipping it in. My hands were a little slippery there. Now, once you get it down, just blow the paints away
Why is that?
so you don't paint on the way up.
Okay. I think I just blew the paint. Whoa! Wow!
Good job!
I cannot believe this. This
I am
actually
so
works.
talented.
You are very talented.
And you know what's really neat? The only thing that drips is water. Give it about an hour to dry. Once it dries, it's permanent.
So the paint is not going to drip onto your carpeting or your floor at all. It's just the water.
Just water. I'm going to do a candle next, and then would you dip a bow for me? Because you can do boxes and gift bags and things like that.
And so, is there anything that you can't put in here? I mean, these things.
Your
I think of-
dogs, leave your dogs alone.
your spouse.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, here's a candle. When I do candles, what I do is just twist it, and everybody loves designer candles. Blow. Now, as far as I'm concerned, it's not done till it's glitter.
I cannot
Sprinkle the
believe
sparkles
this.
on. How about making some gifts for the holidays or gifts for yourself? Or
Do you know if you can light that once you have that paint on there?
Yes, very good question. Once it dries, and again, this will take about 20 minutes or so, it's permanent and you can burn it.
Really? It's not going to go like that or anything? Well, you know, I think the paint is flammable or
Promise
something.
it won't. Let's do a gift box. Now this is what's neat.
Yeah, I don't see how this is going to work.
Those
I'm
you
very
that
doubtful.
I know. Well, people who hate wrapping presents. How about dipping your gift bags in boxes?
Now you haven't changed. You haven't added paint or anything.
Nope. I keep dipping. Again, have things sitting here ready to go. Bingo! Now grab that
wanna
bowl.
do
Come on,
something
come on,
here.
get involved here.
Okay, so I just hold it like
Hold it right
this.
there so you're not getting your fingernails done, but you
Okay,
can.
so you just
yeah, where
go?
you see a lot of paint all the way down. Keep going, keep going,
Okay.
keep going. Okay, now blow. Pull it out.
Did it work?
Yes!
Very
She's
subtle.
a dipper. And then add the glitter. Glitter comes in the kit. Sprinkle the sparkles on. I'll add a little glitter to yours. And you know what? What a great bow and box.
As much fun as it is to give great gifts like the creative ideas you've seen here, it's also nice to be thanked for your special efforts. And that brings us to the art of saying thank you. Robin Spiesman Friedman, author of the Thank You book, believes that gratitude is the best attitude. She joined us with her ideas for bringing new life to the dying etiquette of paying proper thanks with a money-saving survival kit to make your thank yous unforgettable. What are some things that we can do to get in the habit of saying thank you?
All right, be ready for thank you. So you have to have a thank you survival kit so you're ready to just do it. And here is mine that I have brought. I've taken a little container and I have filled it with thank you cards, little boxes of sweets, thank you notes that, for example, when I'm in a hurry, I can just stick it on. Then I've got tape, glue, stamps,
So you don't have to,
scissors.
it's a great idea because then you don't have to go through your house and get the anxiety of pulling out all these things. It's all right there. No
And
excuses.
That's right. And everyone can find it. So we're ready to say thank you because what happens is people procrastinate and then they forget.
Oh, that's me. I'm the worst at it. I'm so glad that you're here today. Now, for children to say thank you, you send to your nieces, your nephews, or to your grandchildren, and then you may never hear about it because it's so far away. It's a good idea to get children to say thank you.
Absolutely. They're going to role model the thank you, and we're going to add the fun back to saying thank you. For example, moms and dads have hundreds of these pictures placed around the house, and you can't keep up with them, but kids will love to put them to use. Here we've made thank you cards. Here we've got 5-year-old, actually 6-year-old Patrick on the cover of an old Valentine. We cut out the little window by Donald Duck. We opened it up, covered up the Valentine message, and you'll see we put Patrick right in there. Then we're just going to take a little bit of glue and glue it shut. And now here you can see some of the cards that my children have made. And look, this was obviously, they put in their own
Personalized.
stickers. Yes, and it's a lot of fun. So you can just see that you can cover up an old message and make it into something really special that will be treasured.
Yes, and a photo is a great idea. What are some of these other children's things?
Well, here's some artwork that Allie did, and what we did was we went to a quick copy place, which for just pennies, you can make your own thank you cards. And look how professional they turn out.
So this is the photocopy of it
Yes.
on just really decent paper.
Right, so I did it on a card stock, which then makes it look just like a greeting card. And here now that we've got the high-tech world, we've got
Yes.
color copies. Here's Allie's thank you.
This is your
with-
daughter.
Yes.
This is original art.
Original art with lots of gifts for everybody because she believes that's the thank you gift. And here we've got now cards, and of course you can have them reduced and you can make them in any size, any color, so
That's
you can make your
great.
own greeting
They don't have
cards.
to draw a picture every time they need to send a thank you note.
That's right. We have them on hand in the survival kit.
What about some of these items that you have here? Very colorful.
Well, two brothers shared a wonderful idea with me. They send the same thank you card back and forth. So the idea of recycling thank yous was a wonderful one, so we started it in our family, and now we send to our grandparents the same thank you card, happy birthday, back and forth. We date the message, and everyone loves to look back on what they wrote a year ago, and it's also recycling.
And it becomes sort of a historical document, too, after a while, and you're saving trees as well.
There you go. And now here's another one. This is one. I received this thank you card, and dear Robin, thank you. I loved the message. I saved it, but look what I did to the front.
You just cut out the thank you part of it.
I cut out the thank you part, and it makes a wonderful hang tag for a gift or a gift enclosure to say thank you. And again, it has a blank back, but it has a brand new front. And look how smart I look, because it looks like I ran out to find that thank you card.
What's this one? This looks like a brand new card.
Well, you know, you get a lot of gifts, and people take a lot of time to wrap those presents, and then you throw away the wrapping, and it makes me feel bad. So what we did here was we grabbed a piece of the wrapping paper, and then we covered a thank you card, just an inexpensive card, piece of paper, and look what a beautiful note it is now. And of course they're going to look and say, oh, that's the gift wrapping paper that I gave the gift in. So you can actually tell them that they wrapped up their gift in the nicest thanks of all.
Speaking of gifts, what are some small gifts that to send to just friends to say thank you?
Just friends. I love this. So you don't have to spend a lot of money. Here's a bag of mints, and this says, thank you, friend. And of course we made the tag, but it says, we were meant to be friends. So if you do a play on words, it really adds the creativity back into the thank you. And of course I love to deliver these and put them in friends' mailboxes.
So what's appropriate for the business world in gifts?
Business world, this is a great idea. If you go to your Quick Copy store and have a business card made, Susan, these are for you because you're a thank you person. This says, thanks for a job well done. You can now give these out to the great people you work with. And this is from Susan Powell.
How
and it says Home Matters.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Well, now you're ready for any gift-giving occasion that might happen to pop up. We hope you enjoyed our Home Matters Guide to creating your own beautiful but affordable gifts. I'm Susan Powell. Thank you for joining us.